come with me as I try to make a rabbit tail for my Halloween costume. First, of course, is the fur. I will be using white fur as my costume is a white rabbit. Before I draw out the pattern on the fur, I'm drawing it out on paper. For this tail, I'm going to use 2 parts for each side of the tail, so in total 4 parts. After I draw the pattern out, I cut the paper. Now it's time to draw the pattern out on the fur. I just use a regular old pencil to draw it out. I guess you could also use Sharpie or just any kind of marker, but I just prefer pencil. Now, before I started recording, I did make a mistake on the fur. Before I drew the pattern out on the paper, I did start drawing it on the fur. It's not that big of a mistake, it just doesn't look as nice. I label both parts 1 and 2. Now it's time to cut them out. When cutting them out, I use my favorite small pair of sewing scissors, and I do not cut the fur, I cut the fabric only. This will make your fur look a lot nicer. When you pull the pieces away from each other, the fur should not fall off in clumps. It should just pull away from each other like this. Now I've got to cut the little bits and pieces, so you can watch me as I do that. And there we have them, pieces 1 and 2. For the next 2 that I need to cut out, I'm just going to use the same paper as before, but flip them over. As you can see, I am leaving a gap between the paper and the pencil mark. This is because when I sew it with the sewing machine, I'm going to need a bit of space to work with. Alright, now I'm going to label the pieces 1 and 2. I've got to cut them out and then they will be ready to be sewn together. And now it's time to sew. Before I start sewing fur, I do like to brush the fur to make it all tidy. This is so that the fur won't get in the way and cause me to mess up. I went ahead and pinned the fur together so that it stays together while sewing. And now it is actually time to sew. I do have some trouble with the sewing machine at first because I am not really used to sewing with it, so I do take a while to get used to it. Alright, I just finished sewing it together with a line stitch, and now I'm going to go back over it with a cross stitch so that it stays together better. Alright, and here are the stitches. I know they're not as neat as some people make them, but this is just what I've done. More brushing, brushing, brushing. And now it is time to do the other two pieces. I'm just going to speed up the videos a bit because it's pretty much the same process. TikTok is not letting me add any more videos, so I will make a playlist and I will make a part 2.